Hi, second grade teachers. This week, you're going to notice some different things about what we are doing. One of the things you're going to notice on the pacing guide, or the curriculum guide, is that both the standards that we're talking about this week are standards that teachers in first grade may not have taught last year because of COVID. So when I started looking at these, this was actually a really hard thing to think about. And I hope that my lessons make sense and that they kind of flow the way that I'm intending them to. You'll notice that I didn't video my first lesson, but it's really just starting out with those hundreds and thinking about the number 100, how many tens are in it, how many ones are in it, and using that knowledge to carry over to 200, 300, 400, and so on. And really that helps build that idea of skip counting by tens as well as skip counting by 100s, which will make other three-digit numbers a little bit easier to tackle. Then I jumped into going back and thinking about seeing that number in four ways, right? We have our standard, we have our model with our base 10, we have our word form, and then we have our expanded form. And so I did that with other three-digit numbers for my second lesson. My third lesson, I went back to our first grade. So because our first grade teachers, or the first graders last year, our current second graders, didn't have a chance to get that lesson taught to them, I videoed that one for two reasons. One, I wanted you to remember that we need to cover it so that the kids are not just coming from nowhere. Two, because I feel like as second grade teachers, we're getting used to doing our content, but it's so easy to forget what that looks like for first grade. And then for lesson 3, I got into those three-digit numbers doing the same thing. And when I say decomposing those numbers with day 2, or with day 3 and day 4, those are not looking at them 4 different ways, but that's saying if I had the number 32, I can see it as 3 tens and 2 ones, or 2 tens and 12 ones, 1 10 and 22 ones, and so on. And really decomposing that 10 into ones, or decomposing that 100 into tens, or even those 10 other tens into ones, that three-digit number. And then I went into that last bit with our three-digit numbers on day 4, or day 5. I can't keep track of it anymore. Anyways, I have posted my lessons for all my lessons for the week, even if I didn't video them. And I also posted the game, which is actually a supplemental that was in our curriculum guide. I posted that, as well as a little instruction. I was going to do it at the end of one of my lessons, and I couldn't get it to blend. So I set it up as a separate one. So if you are allowing your students to look at it virtually, you'll want to include that video as well. And then the little cards that go with it, where they are looking at the 100, the 2 or 3-digit number, and then they're writing it those 4 different ways. Keep in mind that there's 2 supplementals with this week, and there are some first grade standards that there's a first grade standard that we're having to cover with this week, and then we'll do the same thing next week when we're comparing those 3-digit numbers. I hope this makes sense to you. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. And I hope you have a fantastic week.